Now, again, we said love is not enough to sustain a marriage. With love, you need to have skills. Now, I will say in this generation that we are in, and probably in every generation, we do have individuals who come from homes where they were affected by the way things were run in the home. And so we make certain vows very early in our lives. I remember I was 12 when I made a vow. When I grow up, I'm going to show my parents how to be good parents, as a child, because I'm disappointed. Unfortunately, everything we experience in life becomes a memory, and we store it within our body as emotions that have not been processed, emotions that are raw. So what happens is that we go through life being triggered left and right, but we don't know why. We have a fear of rejection. We have a feeling of low self-esteem. We have a feeling of I'm not acceptable, I'm not capable, or I'm not safe. And it's because of what we experienced when we were growing up. So there is a component here, as the couples are talking about, find your own happiness first, which means that you need to understand who you are. So you begin, if you're going to find happiness, contentment, fulfillment with another person, you've got to learn how to give that to yourself. And these days, the millennials, the people who are living in this generation, a lot of us, we are carrying around a lot of unresolved issues, emotional wounds that we have experienced over time and have never been able to process. So when you get into a relationship, what the relationship does, it triggers your unfinished business. Because remember, relationships are really intimate. So that person becomes the person that you open up to. And once you open up to them, you are either going to feel safe with them, or you're going to feel unsafe, because either they betray you or they betray your trust. So what is going to happen? You begin to react to that. What has been triggered by this experience as an adult in a relationship is your childhood unresolved trauma. And that is a topic for another day. That is in the area of now mental health and psychological health. So now what happens is that now when I get into a marriage, I'm expecting the person who is in marriage with me to fix what is, but it is not conscious, it's subconscious, to fix what is broken in me. So it's very important for us to do that. First of all, find your own happiness. Find your own healing. And how do you know whether you need healing? If you have been through those three things that the Dindis talked about, that infidelity, you have experienced infidelity, whether it was with your parents or you have been exposed to that, and that would also include sexual violence as a child, sexual violence as a teenager. You have experienced domestic violence, you have experienced a lack, the neglect, that there wasn't much, it wasn't intentional, but there was just not much. You need to get yourself into a space where you can invest in personal development, because if you don't do that, you go into relationships looking to fix yourself, and those people are broken just like you are. We know people who meet and they bond over their traumas. And so they are two broken people. And then when they come together, there is too much triggering of each other. And then they are not able to work together. There is a lady who spoke about respect. Respect needs to be mutual. You need to understand that I need to respect my partner and they need to respect me. Double standards don't work. That's why I talked about equity. This relationship needs to be equally satisfying to each other. If I expect you to do this, I should be ready to do the same thing for you, because then that is where you develop this emotional what we are calling emotional safety, for me to be open to you, for us to grow and to be able to work together. But if I'm not feeling emotionally safe with you, guess what? The walls begin to come up. And so now we go into the four things that we normally say are going to wreck your relationship. Number one, criticizing the person instead of complaining about a behavior. Number two, defending yourself. and explaining away your bad behavior instead of saying, I am sorry and it will not happen again, or asking him. That is not going to grow that marriage. Instead of doing that, humble yourself. Don't have this superiority feeling and attitude towards your partner. And then number 4, we do need to work on the whole thing of just, now I forget the last one. Stonewalling. Avoidance.
Yes.
Avoiding to deal with things. If you avoid, you keep avoiding. Melancholics, are you hearing me? If you keep avoiding to deal with issues that I am processing. Phlegmatics, when you say, Mr. Kangi kupigania makelele, wacha tu. No, we need to learn how to work together, and that is what they said, that when two ions are together, they sharpen one another. And there is something that the couple talked about that I think is wonderful, and I was giving that yesterday to a couple, that how do you know that God did not look at you and say, she needs him, or he needs her, and brought you together because you are so different and you fit in, and now you need to learn how to walk together through that. When you fit in with somebody, there will be a lot of, that's what we call the cleaving. The cleaving is not that easy. It is now you're going to be sharpening each other. But look at it as opportunities for growth, opportunities to get to know you, and opportunities to develop a better relationship.